Hello girls and boys, welcome to Elementor Tips and Tricks video clips. I believe that each and every one of you knows how to build static pages in Elementor, how to make a layout by using sections and columns. However, a vast majority of content in WordPress is actually dynamic content. And of course, Elementor Pro is capable to handle dynamic content very well. So this is going to be the episode 1 of dynamic series out of 4 in total. In this episode, I'm about to show you how the single post template is built with Elementor. The sequel should teach you how to build an archive template, custom post type, and custom taxonomy templates. All of these templates rely on dynamic content exclusively. At the end, you'll know how to deal with the dynamic fields in Elementor, how to create single and archive templates of any post type, and you'll learn how to work with one extremely useful WordPress plugin and one awesome Elementor add-on. For the purpose of this, in all other sequel tutorials, I'll only use Hello Elementor and Hello Elementor Child Theme, whose download links can be found in the description below. So let's do that. From the WordPress admin, I'll select Templates, Add New. Template type is going to be single. There are no custom post type created yet, so the post type is going to be post. And I have to name my template, and the name is going to be Oh Boy Single Post. Okay, close the library. So our task is to build a template that's going to be used to render the post single page. You can think of it as a blueprint because each and every single post content will follow the given layout. How the layout is going to look like, it's up to you. As you know, possibilities in Elementor are literally endless. So, I'm not about to design anything here for real. This is strictly functionality oriented tutorial, okay? So, the structure will be 2 columns. Let's say that the first column is going to be 40% wide and the second one automatically becomes 60% wide. I also need some margin in top and bottom of my content section, so I'm going to add 100 pixels to top and bottom. If I open Elementor's widgets library, all of the single post related widgets are already there, sitting on top of all other widget groups. I'll use some of them, but I will also create so-called content placeholders for anything else that's not available in the form of the ready-made widget. And these placeholders will be replaced with an actual dynamic content in the next step. Let's create our single post template layout. First, the featured image. I'm going to put it in top of my left hand side column, so I'll simply drag and drop my featured image widget. As you can see, the image is rendered instantly. Since I did not specify which post exactly should be rendered in my preview or editor, the most recent one is picked by Elementor automatically. Okay, let's now add post excerpt. I know that the post excerpt is not a single post thing, but it actually doesn't matter, I'm just playing around. So if the target post has an excerpt, it'll be rendered. And in case not, no big deal, it'll remain invisible. Now I would like to add the comments number. And if I drag and drop post info widget to the column, I can extract the comments number link by eliminating or removing all other metadata from the list. However, this time I'm going to create my own custom comments link button. So it's time for a first placeholder. In this case, I'll drag and drop button widget. The text is going to be placeholder comments number. Just temporary. It's a placeholder text that's supposed to be replaced with the real text in the next step. So align the button to the right hand side and I'm going to add the comments icon. Okay? Comments icon. Right. Place an icon after the text, and now the post info. Post info widget, drag and drop. Layout will be vertical. No need for another comments link here, so I'm going to delete it. And instead of time metadata, we'll use terms. So here it is. Taxonomy is categories. I'll prepend the list of category terms with posted in. I can do that as well. Icon is going to be none. I'll actually remove icons from all other metadata. I never liked these tiny little icons. They remind me of fleas for some reason. I don't know why. Now select Style tab and align items to the right hand side. And finally, I'm going to spice it up with the Share Buttons widget. Okay, let's find it. Right, I'll delete Google Plus and LinkedIn because Facebook and Twitter will be just enough. Alignment to the right hand side, of course. And now let's build the second column. On the very top, I'm going to add the reading time info. Something like that does not exist in our theme or Elementor, so that must be set via custom fields key value pair. I'm going to have to arrange that in WordPress post editor. For now, I'll just create another placeholder and make additional explanation in a second step. So drag and drop heading widget instance, and I'll just type in placeholder reading time, just as a reminder, only temporary, okay? And HTML tag will be span element, no need for a title. And now the post title. Let's get back to widgets library and simply drag and drop post title widget. Okay? Below the title, there's going to be post content followed by post comments. So drag and drop post content widget first, then post comments right below. Alright, now the next step. Let's replace our two placeholders with the real content. As I mentioned earlier, there are no ready-made widgets for what I am up to, so I have to rely on Elementor's dynamic fields. The first one is comments number. So highlight the comments number button, open the content tab if not already open, and pay your attention to that little dynamic link above the text input field. Click to open the list of available dynamic fields. Scroll down to the very bottom, then choose comments number. That option will pull the actual number of post comments into the placeholder. As you can see, our post in preview has 3 comments, so that's correct. Now we have to make a link to the comment section. Or maybe else, I have another idea. Let me explain. If you are about to keep the comment section on the same page, the link should look like #comments. That's all. It creates an anchor link, which means once you click that link, it'll simply jump to the page section whose ID is comments, the very same page. However, you also have an option to assign the link dynamic way, so to speak. How is that to be done? Well, again, hit that little dynamic link and see what's available on a list. For example, I have created a pop-up with comments a while ago, and I'm going to make my comments link open the pop-up with the comments relative to the current post. You're gonna see how it works once we preview our post, okay? We ain't gonna do the preview yet. There's a reason for not doing it yet, so please be patient for a while. Let's first quickly style up our comment button to make it a little bit stand out of the rest of the post info. I'll add more space between the text and the icon first. I'm gonna change typography a little bit too. Make the text bigger and bolder, uppercase maybe. Remove the background. I'm going to change text color and hover color, and I'll remove padding. Okay, that's going to be fine. We have the comments link set up. Now let's handle the next placeholder, the reading time. You're going to learn something new here. If you remember, I said that something like that does not exist in our theme or Elementor, so that must be set up as a custom field key value pair. What is the custom field used for? In this case, it'll be used to transfer the chunk of information from the post editor to the front end. You simply create the key and assign the value to that very key. Once you quote-unquote call the key by name, the value gets returned. It's going to make much more sense very soon, okay? So, Custom Fields is the panel available in Post Edit screen. And in order to show you how to create the custom field key value pair for my current post, I'll have to go edit the target post in WordPress. So let's go to WordPress admin and open my post for edit. Here's my target post. Custom Fields panel is usually hidden, so let's make it visible first. In Gutenberg Editor, open More Tools and Options menu, then choose Options. Custom Fields is the last one on a list, so tick the checkbox, then hit Enable and Reload button to apply the settings. Alright, now scroll down to the Custom Fields panel and create or add new custom field. I'm going to name it reading_time. So this is the key name. Don't use spaces between words, use underscores instead. I think that letters, numbers, and underscores are the only character types allowed. Also, don't pay attention to other existing custom fields. They might belong to the theme or the plugin or anything else. Only be sure that the key name you define is unique, that's all. And of course, we need to assign the value to our reading time key. And the value is going to be like 3 minutes. Okay, let's update the post. And let's get back to Elementor to grab the value of our reading time custom field key. We want to make our reading time placeholder display 3 minutes text. So highlight the reading time placeholder. Be sure Content tab is open. Once again, pay your attention to that little dynamic link and hit it. The very first on the list will be Post Custom Field. There should be our reading time custom field key name found on a list of keys if I had my single post template published in first place, because the list of keys gets updated on page refresh or page load. However, since I did not do that yet, I'm going to type in my custom field key name. Elementor is smart enough to do the things the other way around. So, reading time. If you take a look at our placeholder, it's displaying the value of our reading time custom field. Maybe I should prepend it with reading time text. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, I have used my custom field key name that I have defined on a post edit screen to grab the value of that very key. Hopefully the things make much more sense now. So that should be our single post template. Let's finally publish. This is actually why I didn't save or publish my template yet, because of that very screen. I just didn't want to get to this point before everything else is ready. So, where do you want to display your template? We have to add a condition. We must add a condition, otherwise things might take the wrong turn. By the default, it's all singular, but that's definitely not something that we need. Why? Because page is a singular in WordPress. Custom post type is singular too. Post is also a singular. I don't want to use the template that I just created to render any page or custom post type. I want it to be used strictly to render my default post type, which is a post. And that's why I'm going to select posts from the list. I could even go into more details and define which post specifically to render by using my template, which means I can have more than just one single post template. However, that might take more time to present, and thus I'm gonna have to give it up. No matter what, let's finally save and close, and of course preview our template. Alright, it looks like everything is here. Let's check the comments pop up. Alright, it works. I can see that the post excerpt text is improperly aligned, and because of the fact that I'm about to show comments in a pop-up, I'll also have to get rid of the comment section below the post content. So let's get back to Elementor. Hence, my post excerpt widget does not provide any control regarding the text alignment. I'll replace it with a heading widget and use dynamic field to pull the excerpt text to editor. So delete post excerpt widget and drag and drop heading widget to its position. HTML tag will be div element, no need for a title here. And now click on that little dynamic link. Choose post excerpt. Okay, I can display post excerpt that way too. I don't have to use that ready-made post excerpt widget at all. And the truth is that any other ready-made widget that we have used to display the post dynamic data, such as post title or post info, any other ready-made widget can be replaced with the corresponding data type regular Elementor widget, on the way I just demonstrated with the heading widget and the post excerpt dynamic data. For example, I'm not going to use image widget to display post title. It just doesn't make any sense. I'll use image widget to display, for example, the featured image. Icon list widget is identical to post info widget, so it does make sense to use it to display post info or post metadata. Hopefully you are getting that data type point. As I said, I also have to remove comment section below post content because our comments are going to be displayed in a pop-up window. And maybe I should add the post navigation widget to the bottom so we can browse other posts and see how the other posts look like. Okay, I'll just leave it up as is. No need to spend time on styling post navigation. It's going to be just fine to fulfill the purpose. Now update the template and let's make a preview. Yeah, it all is good. Post navigation is okay. Let's browse other posts. So that's the whole point of creating the single post template. Each and every post content follows the given layout, and if you change the layout of the template, all of the posts will take the new shape, so to speak. I'm not going to do any responsive tests here. It might take time to adjust the layout for mobile devices. I'm sure that things don't look right, but that's not the part of this tutorial anyway. And that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you've learned something that you didn't know yet. Very soon you'll learn how to spice all up with the custom post type and custom taxonomies without leaving the comfort zone of WordPress and Elementor Pro. So no coding at all. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumb up, comment, share, spread the word. Anything you do will be fine. And if you do so, I'll give my best to publish more videos. Stay tuned and thanks for your support.